Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today, I'll be making coconut oil for my hair. If you are new to my channel, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button at the end of this video, and you know what I mean, hit that notification button for good and new content when they come out so you don't miss out the content, honey. But something that I really got into is like homemade stuff, so I decided that I wanted to make coconut oil for my hair. I did a big chop, and I went ahead and shaved off all my hair, y'all. All my hair. I've been wearing so many wigs on my channel, but I chopped it off and I decided everything I'm gonna put on my hair is gonna be homemade. Not everything, I would say 80% of the things. So I decided to make some aloe vera oil, some coconut oil. So for this video, I'll be showing you how to make your coconut oil at home. You could cook with it, use it in your hair, use it on your skin. It's like anything you could do. It's really, really good. I've grown up, I've always seen them doing it, but I've never I never pay attention to detail into the process. But over time I learned it and I am ready to show y'all. So make sure you subscribe. All right, let's get right into it. So whenever you're making coconut oil at home, for you to get a decent amount, you need at least 6 coconut. I'm showing 2 here, but I actually ended up using 6 coconut. 6 to 7 coconut can get you at least about 2 to 3 ounces. So please make sure you at least get 6 to 7 coconuts when you're doing this. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing right now is kind of cutting them up in very small pieces. A lot of people like to use their grater to actually do this process, but I actually like to use my blender. It's a lot, it's very time consuming when you're using your grater. I do have mine to use, but then I decide, I don't want to do that. I don't have the time, I don't have the patience. So I decided just to cut them up in little pieces and to make my coconut oil. So what I failed to mention in the beginning that you will need for when you're blending, you will need to use warm water. For some reason, when I use warm water, it really gives it a better plump. I don't know, it's just me. I just feel that I get like a better consistency out of the coconut when it's warm water. Please don't use the boiling water in your blender. Especially if it's the kind of blender that I have. You don't want to do that. None whatsoever. So if you're using warm water, what I like to do is like to blend my actual coconut in sections. So I don't like to do a lot. I like to blend in sections. So like you see right here, I'm gonna blend a very little amount, and then I'm gonna do another second round and then a third round as well. And you can see I'm using my warm water. It looks a little hot, but it's really not. It's more on the warmer side because it will really mess up my blender. So the same amount of coconut that you have in your blender, you need to have the same amount of water. You don't want to have more water than the coconut because then the milk is going to be very watery and there's not going to be any thickness to it. You're not going to get a good amount of oil and you're just going to waste your coconut. So I like to at least have a little less, at least half a teeny ounce less water than the coconut because I really want to get a good amount of thick milk out of the actual coconut. this is how everything looks. This is the first strain that I use my stainless steel strainer to strain it. And it's very important to properly strain it so you don't have residue left over. And the trash that's left over, you can use it as your fertilizer for your plant. Or back in the day when I was a little girl, my grandfather used to mix it with sugarcane sugar, and we used to eat it like it was candy. So it tastes so amazing. So you can also do that as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and give it a second strain, and I'm spilling my good milk. And you could go ahead, give it a second strain. It's very important to do that before you start boiling anything, because you don't want to have any sort of those black residue in your oil. You don't want to have that at all, none whatsoever. So when you're boiling it, you're going to boil it for at least 2 to 3 hours. It might take longer, just depending on how much you're using or how much you're doing. But your house will smell absolutely amazing for at least 2 days. The scent will linger. So you're going to boil it, like I said before, for 2 to 3 hours until you start to see all the water boiling out and you start to see oil coming from what's left over. So what I'll recommend, the type of pot to use is a pot that you use to fry things in. I went ahead and used my rice pot, but I wouldn't recommend doing it because I had to spend a long time trying to really scour it out at the end. So please make sure you're using a pot that you use to fry things in rather than using a whatever you use, a boiling pot or a rice pot in it. So it's coming along. All the water is boiling out, and then you start to see the brown residue around it, so you know that it's coming along. And now you're starting to see the oil coming out. Look at that, y'all. That is all oil. That's your coconut oil right there. And you'll notice when you're going to stop and let it cool is when it really starts to, like, your pot starts to burn. You start to see brown. As you can see right now, it's starting to kind of get a little bit browner. That's why I recommend, look at that, y'all. Ooh, that's the oil right there. Look at that. This is why I recommend using a pot that you fry things in rather than using a rice pot, because you already know this is going to be a disaster after I strained everything. Look at that oil. That's all oil. This you could definitely use to cook. You could use it in your beauty routine. You could use it in your hair care. This is absolutely amazing. All right, guys, so this is how everything came out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually strain it a little bit more because you can see a little bit residue in the bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and strain it out before I put it in my bottle for my hair. You do want to actually strain it at least twice. So I'm gonna but I didn't use this kind of strainer, so I'm gonna use it now for it to go in my bottle, and then I'm gonna do it with my hair as well. So I'm also going to upload another video using, I'm going to make some more coconut oil, and I'm going to upload a video of me making aloe vera oil with this coconut oil. So stay tuned, y'all. All right, so now it's showing its true colors. In my clear glass, it was showing, it seems a little white, but this is actually how it actually really look. I can't wait. And this is why I now say that coconut oil is so expensive, because y'all, this was 6 coconut that gave me this. 6 coconut. I can't believe it. So this is why, like, when I buy coconut oil, back in the days, I used to say, like, why is it so expensive for such little? But, yep, 6 coconut gave me this. And this is about around 3 ounces. Yeah, this is about 3 ounces. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you picked up some good tips and tricks from my video. Please remember to subscribe, like this video, and also hit that notification button for constant new content that I'll be dropping twice a week. So thank you guys so much. And always remember peace, love, and positivity. Thank you.